In 1991, the Green Bay Packers hoped to create a winning momentum. However, Green Bay's dreams of triumph and glory plummeted early as a season of high hopes bounded further and further away. And as the season came to a close, so too did one team struggle. A dark struggle that brought about major change from the front office to the sidelines. Key moves that have given the Green Bay Packers a new direction. For the past 3 years, Mike Holmgren has groomed the offense of the San Francisco 49ers. But in 1992, Holmgren will be wearing the green and gold as head coach of the Green Bay Packers.
He's got a winning tradition and a winning type personality. I like his toughness very much, how he conducts himself. And I think along with his staff, we'll field a very formidable team in a very short period of time.
It's a challenge Holmgren looks forward to.
I think in looking over film and being in situations before myself where the ball bounces the wrong way or things aren't going your way, it's a little bit contagious, and there's a feeling that develops that, something bad is going to happen. And conversely, when things start going your way, a feeling develops that something good is going to happen, and you know you're going to win the game.
While the faces have changed, many of the similarities remain.
I look at the quarterback situation, and I can see some of the things I'm sure that they saw in San Francisco early in Joe Montana's career. Don Majkowski could be that type of player, I believe, if he were to stay healthy and we were to have some good fortune that way.
Here's Majkowski back to throw. He looks, dances, throws it off to the right side. Workman at the 5, touchdown!
Holmgren's offensive expertise was credited with helping Joe Montana claim his first league passing title in San Francisco. And with the guidance of Holmgren, who knows what feats the Packers' magic man may perform.
Action fake, that's the play. Eddie West run it in there, run it in there. Majkowski, touchdown. That's the play. Majkowski to the right.
Majkowski saw limited playing time in '91 due to injury. However, with a clean bill of health and a little hocus-pocus, Magic is expected to play tricks on opponents in '92.
My offensive philosophy will not change dramatically from what it's been. There was some concern that bringing the 49er offensive philosophy back here to the Midwest would be a problem. It won't be a problem. We stressed a balanced attack out there, and that's what I'm going to stress.
Tomczak's experience and quarterbacking savvy are the kind of elements required in maintaining the balance necessary to put the Packers' offense on an even keel. And with second-year receiver Charles Wilson running routes, Green Bay's quarterbacks should hit their marks in '92.
At the 40, the 45, they won't catch it. They won't catch it. Down the sideline. Wilson to the 10, the 5, and a touchdown.
Our passing game is a ball control type of passing game where a lot of passes take the place of runs in a lot of people's attacks. We use the pass really to set up our run instead of vice versa in San Francisco, and I could anticipate the same type of thing there.
While pulling in 42 passes in 91, wide receiver Perry Kemp climbed to 12th on the Packers' lifetime list with 182 receptions. However, this self-proclaimed blue-collar receiver will not be content until he hits the top 10.
Sharp is an outstanding wide receiver, comparable to the outstanding wide receivers we had in San Francisco, which were very important to that team.
Ranking firmly among pro football's all-time receiving elite, Sterling Sharp is an essential element in the Packers' offensive scheme. In 91, Sharp gained 961 yards receiving, moving into 7th place on the Packers' lifetime list in yards receiving with 4,280. He also became only the second receiver in the club's history to catch 50 or more passes in 4 consecutive seasons.
And Tom Zach rolling back to the right, fires downfield as Sterling Sharp caught it in stride. It's a touchdown, 20-15-10-5, and a touchdown on a gorgeous.
Sharp advanced among the Packers' all-time top 10 receivers, taking over 7th place with 281 catches, and his 69 receptions in 91 make him only the second receiver in Packer history to catch more than 60 passes in as many as 3 years. In 1992, Sharp is sure to not only make ground in the record books, but cover it on the playing fields. Sharp's elusiveness and ability to deceive the league's most talented defenders again will give Green Bay's opponents a major challenge in 92. Green Bay's offense has faltered under pressure of late. However, Coach Holmgren is confident that with a little flexibility, the Packers' offense will bounce back in 92.
The important thing in developing an offensive philosophy or carrying out an offensive plan is to be flexible and to adapt your plan to the players you have, and that's going to be crucial in Green Bay.
Behind center, James Campen, and offensive linemen Rich Moran, Ron Hallstrom, Tony Mandarich, and Louis Cheek lies a potentially productive backfield.
It goes to Darrell Thompson, cuts it back at the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, 5 touchdown for Darrell Thompson. Cut it back against the grain, and that's got to be a great run.
Part of our training camp and emphasis will be to run the ball and run it successfully and develop a toughness up front and a belief that we can run the ball in tough situations.
Former Gopher running back Darrell Thompson exhibited flashes of promise in 91 as the Packers fullback led the team in yards rushing. Thompson also made great strides as a pass blocker and is expected to supply the needed firepower to mow down defenders in 92. If running, catching, and hitting are the fundamentals of football, then Keith Woodside has proven to be a sound performer. Woodside's knack for giving and taking abuse make him a legitimate threat out of the backfield, both running and receiving the ball, as he moved to 17th place on the club's all-time receiving list. The Packers will continue to count on Woodside's enthusiastic style of play to ricochet him through defenders in 92. They will also look to running back Vince Pookie Workman to slingshot the ball into the end zone.
The pitch goes back to Workman, trying to sweep it to the right side. He's got the first down. He's got the 20, the 15, the 10, 5 touchdown for Workman.
Workman's 11 touchdowns in 1991 were the second most points scored by a Packer and were the most by a Green Bay running back since 1978.
Back to Workman to the corner, touchdown!
And Workman's accomplishments weren't all limited to the ground, as the Packer back finished the season as Green Bay's number 2 receiver with 46 catches for 371 yards and 4 touchdowns.
To the outside, it is caught. Touchdown, Workman! Workman with the touchdown.
Packers look for workmen's swift feet and soft hands to excite the fans in '92. Green Bay's special teams pleased the fans in '91 as the Packers' all-rookie punter, Paul McJulian, set a club record depositing 22 punts inside the 20-yard line. And while McJulian was punting long distances, teammate Charles Wilson was running deep downfield as the second-year speedster finished among the NFC's leading kickoff return men for the second year in a row.
20 through a hole at the 30, 35, 40, he's gone. He's gone. At the 40, the 30, the 20-yard line, the 10, 5, touchdown for the Green Bay Packers. Charles Wilson.
Kicker Chris Jackie remained consistent as the team's leading scorer for the third straight year and moved into 12th place on the club's all-time scoring list. Jackie is counted upon to give the Packers an additional lift in '92. Green Bay's defense tightened its belts in '91, playing like a team tailored for success.
The defense, I think, played very hard. They played good team defense. You know, the term no-name defense has been used before, but really that indicates what type of defense we had, and good team defense.
The Packers' defense played with pride and emotion, creating an air of anticipation for '92. A major contributor to the Packers' outstanding team defense is number 62, Matt Brock. The 290-pound defensive end gathered 57 tackles last season, often darkening any glimmer of light for opposing ball carriers. A tradition the entire defense looks forward to continuing in '92. Defensive end Robert Brown is not known as a flashy player. However, he does light it up on defense. Brown extended his streak of consecutive Union games to 149 in 1991 and will provide the Packers defense with the consistency and experience required to contain the opposition in '92. While Brown continued to send his message to opposing teams in '91, number 98, Asera Tuaolo, has just begun making his presence felt. The rookie nose tackle consistently made life difficult for opposing teams' running backs, refusing to let an opponent go by untouched. In addition to putting some of the NFL's best running backs on their backs, Tuaolo complemented his burly biceps with a set of sensationally soothing vocal cords.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
While Tuaolo's singing debut celebrated the pride of a nation, the Packers were developing pride in their defense. Green Bay's defense ranked second in the league against the run, thanks in large part to the outstanding play of the inside linebacker duo of Johnny Holland and Brian Noble.
I think anytime you play in the National Football League, you're playing against professionals. They're the best in the world at what they're doing. You got to go out. It's a challenge. Accept that challenge, overcome it, and know that at the end of that 60 minutes, you perform better than the other players.
Noble led the Packers defense with 121 tackles in '91 and will be heavily relied upon to continue supplying the veteran leadership and occasional score in '92.
Back to pass goes Chandler, hit the ball. Oh, the fumble. And it's a touchdown, Brian Noble. Brian Noble with a touchdown. He picked up the loose ball and rolled into the end zone for the touchdown for the Green Bay.
A player that should excite Packer fans in days to come is number 95, Bryce Popp. In only his second year in the NFL, Popp emerged as a tenacious tackler, recording 7.5 sacks, including a single game high of 4.5 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As if hammering quarterbacks wasn't enough, Popp recorded the team's first safety since 1989 and forced a total of 3 fumbles, which tied the young Iowan for team honors.
Bryce started out with a flash. He came out of the unknown ranks of the National Football League to lead the league early in the season, and then unfortunately came up with some injuries that hindered the rest of his progression throughout the season. But he's a star that we hope is on the horizon, and it's going to be up there for quite a while.
Sack artist Tony Bennett's star qualities began to shine in '91, steadily stalking opposing quarterbacks.
Well, I said, he's the main guy, and if I can get to that guy and kind of dismantle his play, I feel that we have a better chance in the outcome.
Bennett paced the defense in sacks with 13, nearly doubling the top total of a year before.
Well, I've talked with the new coaches and the new staff, and they feel that they want to kind of change their defense to basically what the 49ers did. And the position I would have is kind of like a Haley position, which would give me more chance to rush the quarterback.
Bennett's inspired performance should play a major role in determining whether the Packers' defense will be a hit. The Packers' secondary exhibited a yen for hits in '91 and is expected to continue that approach in '92. Defensive backs Jerry Holmes, Leroy Butler, Roland Mitchell, Mark Murphy, and all Madden team selection Chuck Cecil all should pose serious threats for the opposition. In 1991, the Packers found that the best way to cover slippery receivers is with sticky fingers. Cornerback Vinnie Clark showed he was ready to meet the high expectations that came with a first-round draft choice, contributing 2 of the team's 15 interceptions last season. Strong safety Mark Murphy emerged as the team's leading tackler for the 4th consecutive year, tallying 95 solo tackles and snagging 3 interceptions. Green Bay looks for its secondary to continue its high-powered play, taking it to and from opponents in '92.
I think the attitude's great. There's a hunger to win, and the pain of losing is difficult, and they want it. Now it's a matter of implementing our off-season program, getting people to work out, and I've been very impressed with the attitude of the players who have been through a very difficult season. They can't wait for us to get going now next year.
Hi there. See if we can get you guys excited today.
I think looking ahead, we're going to try to strengthen the overall basic foundation of the football team. We've got to get some superstars here. Hopefully we'll be able to do that through the draft and through trade. I think once we get our basic foundation set, we'll be an exciting football team.
I think with the addition of Mike Holmgren and Ron Wolf and some of the transactions that they have made, shows the players themselves that we're headed in the right direction, that they're going to be willing to make the proper moves to make us competitive and make us take that next step towards the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
The jarring hits of Sean Patterson, the quick hands of Scott Stephen, the drive and determination of tight ends Ed West and Jackie Harris, all will be key factors in 1992 as the Green Bay Packers head in a new direction.
The people of Green Bay have welcomed us, my family and myself, with open arms, and they are the best fans in the world. And they have endured some tough times as of late, and but they are very supportive. They want to know what they can do for us, and that they will always be there. And now it's my job and our staff's job and our players' job to give the people what they deserve, a team they can be proud of and a team they can get excited about.